Welcome to Distress to Joyful, Bailey's Way. I'm your host, Bailey Raber, here to enlighten you and the rest of the world about one of the most misunderstood mental health disorders out there, bipolar disorder. In each episode, we'll learn more about my personal journey with bipolar II disorder, how I've struggled with it, and how I've learned to overcome those struggles. Together, we'll laugh, we'll cry, and most importantly, we'll have fun. You'll leave each episode feeling hopeful and stocked full of useful information on how you can better yourself and the world around you. Hello, friends. So you guys are in for a super awesome treat. May has 5 Mondays for some reason because May is just crazy like that. So because of this, I have a bonus episode. Yes, that is here for you. Bonus content today. So what you're about to hear is a submission that I actually sent to this NPR, which stands for National Public Radio contest that I did back in February of this year, of 2022. I never actually heard back from them. It was the strangest thing. Nobody ever contacted me to say anything besides, "Hi, we've received your submission." So I obviously didn't win anything. I wish I could have, but that's okay because now I've got some super awesome bonus content to hand on over to you. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy and feel free to reach out. Let me know what you think. It's a lot shorter episode than normal because, again, this is bonus. But don't worry, starting in June, we are going to be back to our regularly scheduled program where you will receive a full episode every other Monday because May just decided to be ridiculous and have 5 of them. So, all right, enjoy, friends. Hey, y'all. So my name is Bailey, and podcasting is my jam. Okay, well, it's one of my many jams. I have lots of jams. But today we are going to talk a little bit about mental health because that's my favorite topic ever to talk about, which sounds crazy because not many people like to talk about these things. But we're also going to talk about college for me and kind of combine the two of those right there. So I currently attend Houston Community College in good old Houston, Texas. Shout out to H-Town. But I'm not your traditional student. So I am 28 years old and I am in my 2nd semester ever of college. Ever. So a traditional student is the ones who you graduate high school, you go straight to college, boom, that's life. Great. Well, I didn't do that. And finances did play a little part in that, sure. I mean, I could have gotten student loans. I mean, I know so many people who have. So really, the reality wasn't finances that was super holding me back. It was more of the fact that I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think that I could be a college student. And a lot of that played into when I was diagnosed with bipolar II disorder as a sophomore in high school. So that moment was a turning point in my life, and depression washed over me like the Red Sea after it was done being parted when Moses crossed it. If you don't get that reference, I'm sorry. I usually don't use religious quotes, but that one was just perfect to describe how it felt because it did. It just felt like a huge wave came over and depression just took over my life. And when it took over my life, it made me think that I wasn't good enough, that I couldn't be successful, that school was too hard, that I didn't have enough focus or enough brain power or anything to be able to succeed. And truly, that's when my grades in high school started to slip. I was a straight A kid growing up my whole life. It was kind of expectations from my parents. So when the depression washed over me and I failed 2 6 weeks of English as a senior in high school, which thankfully all of that equaled out and I didn't actually fail English. But the moral of the story here is that I've never failed anything until that depression washed over me and took over my life. And so after graduating, I didn't go to college like everybody else did. I started working and I worked a lot of jobs. I worked 2 jobs at the same time for 6 years consecutively to afford to live, to have an apartment, to live life. But I never thought college was going to be a thing. I never did. I had hopes of it when I was younger, but it just didn't seem like something I would ever do. Until I got the help I needed with my therapist, with stopping to drink alcohol, with finding an exercise group to show me that I am worthy and I am loved and that I deserve to take care of myself. And so I started to do those things. I started taking care of myself in the best ways possible. And still, college was not something I ever thought I would do. It wasn't. And then I met my partner, my wonderful partner, Monish, and he saw me struggle with career, the career that I had built, but I couldn't really go much further. I was an office manager for medical offices, and I didn't really have a direction other than that. And he saw that that's not who I am, that I'm very ambitious, and that I have more for myself. And he's the one who convinced me. He was like, why haven't you thought about school? And I told him, no, I can't do it. And I tried to use finances, you guys. I sure tried. And he wouldn't take that. He would not take that answer at all because he got student loans to get his master's degree at San Diego State. So he's like, no, money is not a problem. We can get you loans. We can get what you need. Why don't you think you can do this? And I sat down and I unpacked it and I realized that I had the wrong idea of myself. That I had let others' views of me and my bipolar disorder dictate what I thought about myself. Because to them, they thought I couldn't do anything because of this disorder, when the reality is not the case. I am a very strong and capable woman, and it took finding the right people to show me that in myself. And I'm glad that I did. And I'm so glad that I did because I started college last semester in fall of 2021 as a first-time college student, being 27 years old, and I was scared shitless. I thought I was going to walk into a room full of 18-year-olds and be that weird adult who's there and just feel awkward and out of place. But it was the opposite. It was totally the opposite. I walked in and literally there was like 2 18-year-olds and the rest of them were in their late 20s like me, early 30s. We had somebody who was a little bit older than that, but still, there were so many more people who were like me than weren't like me. And that, you guys, was such an amazing feeling. And it helped me solidify, like, okay, this is not normal. I don't use the word normal, but this is life. This is who we are. This is adults going to college for the first time in their life or going back to change their career or whatever the case may be. But just because somebody else put an image and expectation of you doesn't mean that's going to be the case. Does not at all. So all of this to say that I encourage anybody who's listening right now who never thought that college was the place for them, I encourage you to push those thoughts aside and say, you know what? You never know until you try. And I want you to get out there and I want you to try. Whether it be a community college or beauty school or whatever you want to do, if there's a degree stopping you or holding you back, go for it. Go for it. You can do it. You can do it. Yes, you can. I'm here to say that I'm proud to be a 28-year-old first-time college student getting my first ever degree, being 28 years old. And I hope that this will inspire you to do the same. Until next time, take it easy, stay grateful, and be joyful. Bye!